Ladies and gentlemen, it is 6 o'clock p.m. Good to see all of your smiling faces. We are going to actually open with our public hearing and then go into it. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we are opening a public hearing to approve a proposed property tax levy increase for the Village of Lynwood for the fiscal year beginning May 1st, 2022 and ending April 30th, 2023. Is there a motion to open this public hearing?
Motion.
Motion by Dunlap. Is it supported? Supported by Marshall. Roll call.
Reeves. Yes. Lilly.
Yes.
Dunlap.
Yes.
Blakey.
Yes.
Clark.
Yes.
Marshall.
Yes.
All right. I will turn this over to Attorney Boyle.
This is a public hearing that's required by the Truth in Taxation Act whenever a public body's proposed tax levy for a given fiscal year indicates a greater than 5% increase over the prior year's property tax extension. And that's a critical distinction to keep in mind. The Truth in Taxation Act's calculation is kind of an apples to oranges comparison. It's comparing your levy for this year with the amount of taxes that you actually extended in the prior year. So while there may not be a lot of variance between levies from year to year, depending on what the county clerk allowed in terms of taxes to be applied to your property, determines whether or not, for purposes of the Truth in Taxation Act, you had more than a 5% increase. Okay?
And the levy, can you explain that more?
The levy is a request by the public body to the county clerk and the treasurer for them to extend taxes on the real property located within the village to defray the expenses that you incur for corporate purposes. General administrative purposes, operation of the police department, operation of the fire department, water and sewer, debt service, all of those things that go into the operation of the municipality.
So does it cause the property tax for residents to go up?
Yes, in this case, if it approved, it would.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. So the purpose of the public hearing tonight is to have an explanation of a brief explanation of the levy, the reasons for the levy being where it's at, and if there's any questions or comment that take them from the public. So.
Kimberly, do you want to add anything?
Mayor, just we stay within the 5% threshold. We didn't go over the 5% like Dan said. We stayed what we did last year. We stayed under the 5%.
Great. The floor is open to questions. No questions?
Okay, I have a question. You're
Yes,
saying that there's a possibility that our taxes will be going up on our homes, on our, is that what you're saying? That our property tax would increase?
If the proposed levy that's on the agenda for tonight is approved by the board and extended by the county clerk in accordance with the Tax Cap Act, you will more than likely see up to a 5% increase in the property tax bill.
So say,
Yes.
for instance, if you're paying, what, $7,000 to $8,000 in property taxes, what would your increase be?
I couldn't hazard a guess for any one particular piece of property. It would depend on each particular parcel's EAV and any kind of adjustments that would have been made to that in past years.
Okay. But don't you all think at this time in life that an increase in taxes would be a little bit too much? Some homeowners may lose their home because of the increase.
The levy is something that we are required to do every year. So it happens every single year with the potential to cause a little bit of fluctuation. So if you look back at your bills over the last couple of years, you'll be able to see if the levy had any impact on you for the entire time that you've been a homeowner, whether you're in Lynwood or any other municipality that you've lived in.
Well, yes, I can notice an increase. I noticed an increase from last year. That is different. So you're telling me that it's going to go up again?
There's a possibility that you could see just as Dan said, a 5%, up to a 5%. Yeah.
for somebody that doesn't have. So, and then why do you feel that Lynwood need an increase in our taxes?
Kim, do you want to explain
Yes,
the levy?
it's, the calculation is kind of complicated. There's a 5%, we have a cap of 5%. We always go below that, but then there's also the county imposes a percentage loss. So we do the increase because we factor in the percentage loss. So instead of getting less than what we did last year, it's a complicated calculation. So it went up slightly, it's not astronomical, but our percentage is 4.99, but some of the lines have a 3% percentage loss. So it's a delicate balance between what the county said once the county determines the final numbers. So that's why we propose an increase, because depending on our percentage loss might go up, it might go down. We don't know until we get to the final stages. So that's why we always propose an increase. But it's not, we have a cap. It's not like we can go over, anything over 5%, we have to do something, jump through extra hoops. We stay within our means.
So if you don't get this increase, will it hurt the village? Would you all not be able to pay your bills?
You want to explain the financial impact?
We are already struggling paying our bills. We have a $26 million deficit when we took over from the prior administration. So again, this is something that is not going to break an individual's bank. Keep in mind, 70% of your property taxes goes to the school district.
But you're saying that it won't break?
No, this is something that the village does every year. It's like I said, it's a complicated calculation between our percentage increase and the percentage loss. Right now, even though we have a threshold of 5%, we might only have an increase of 2%, depending on what the county determines. The EAV, the P-TEL, it's a whole bunch of calculations that go into, that factors into the levy. But we're transparent with the numbers that we present to the county, to the residents. But again, we have to, there is going to be, we do an increase because we have so much debt. One good thing about this levy is one of the items, the limited bonds, is off the line. It's a line item that we don't levy anymore because we paid off a bond. So we are paying off debt, but again, this village is highly in debt.
But then you all say that you all have taken care of the debt from the previous...
We are taking care of the debt, but we have not taken care of the debt. The debt is $26 million.
So we have to eat that because of the other debt.
It's been over 20 years of neglect. It's not going to happen
That's
overnight.
what I'm saying. The residents has to eat that, you know.
It's property taxes are not only property taxes is not the only revenue that we receive. We receive water revenue, but again, the municipality has been running at a loss for well over 20 years. We're trying to get financially stable where we can now, at the end of the year, we're in the black instead of the red. But again, you always have to factor in cost of living. Stuff is going up. We already are at a deficit. We're already working with less. We have to increase our revenue, which Mayor Curry is doing by bringing businesses in, sales taxes going up. We have other factors. But again, this is nothing out of the ordinary. Every municipality does it.
Are there any other questions? All right, if hearing none, is there a motion to close the public hearing?
Motion.
Excuse me.
This is just the public hearing, not the actual board meeting.
Is it time for?
Not yet.
Not yet?
Yeah, unless you have a question about the tax levy.
No.
Okay, all right. It was a motion from Dunlap. It was supported by, I'm sorry, Eves. Roll call.
Eves. Yes. Lilly.
Yes.
Dunlap.
Yes.
Blakey.
Yes.
Clark.
Abstain.
Marshall.
Yes.
All right. Motion carries to close the public hearing. I'll now ask you to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America,
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Board meeting has officially been called to order. Roll call, please.
Trustee Eves. Trustee Lilly. Trustee Dunlap.
Present.
Trustee Blakey.
Present.
Trustee Clark.
Present.
Trustee Marshall.
If anyone is interested in addressing the board, now is the time to do so. We do have Aaron Farmer listed on the agenda, so we will allow him to go first.
Thank you. Mayor Curry and trustees, Aaron Farmer here with the Retail Coach. Mayor had reached out to me, I guess it was a couple months ago, Mayor, and we had a chance to talk with another trustee about retail recruitment, about the opportunities to bring retail, to bring new development to the community. I put together a short presentation to go with you through tonight. I think y'all are going to have it on the agenda later to maybe talk through more. But want to tell you a little bit about the Retail Coach. So at the Retail Coach, we've been doing this for over 22 years. I've been with the company now for 15 years. My role at the company is president, so really oversee all of our projects, and I work all of our projects here in Illinois. So I'm back in the greater Chicago area every other week. I was here November 30th for a couple of days and really focus on this area for our team. What we do is we work with municipalities, specifically small and medium-sized municipalities, to go out and recruit new retail and restaurants. Now, I had a chance, I was in town for about 5 hours this afternoon, so I was able to see the whole community during that time, but drove the main corridors, and I can tell you one thing, and y'all can probably attest to this, you need more retail. You need more restaurants in the community. People are leaving, whether they're going to Dyer or somewhere else on a regular basis, to shop, to eat, those sort of things. So there's a need for new retail. But in doing that and working with municipalities, just in the last 5 years, we've recruited over 5 million square feet of new retail. So that's shopping centers, restaurants, retailers that we've recruited. What that turns into is $600 million in additional sales tax revenue that we've brought to communities. So, talking about the need to bring in new revenue, sales tax, one of the ways to do that is retail and restaurants, and that's what we do. One thing I pride ourselves on is really we have a 90% plus repeat client rate. So if we get a chance to work with Lynwood, our goal is not just to work with you for a year, but it's to work with you for multi-years so that we can see new results come in. It takes time to recruit retail, but you're almost a blank slate here as far as retail. You've got some great retail and restaurants that are here, but you need more. I talked about what we do already. This would be the project team if we get a chance to work with you. So like I said, I would be that project lead. I would be the one that's here on a regular basis. Incredibly important that we know the community. I like to tell our clients, we've got to know your community as well as your best real estate agent. So we've got to know what sites are available, what properties are available. That's one thing I noticed about this community. You actually have property available for development. So you're not landlocked in a sense that you don't have sites available. There's sites that we could take to prospects immediately. We have our Retail 360 process, which is really an A to Z process, but we want to come in, do the market analysis, and then actually go out and recruit. So I talked about this already, but we've got to know what's happening here in Lynwood. We've got to know what's happening in Dyer. We've got to know what's happening in this entire region, because what happens in your competing communities ultimately impacts what your opportunity is for retailers and restaurants. Just to give you an example here, I ran a cell phone analysis on your Dollar General. Your Dollar General does incredibly well. What the cell phone analysis technology told us is that we could be successful at recruiting retail and restaurants because you're pulling people from this whole area that are coming to shop and eat here. So you're not just going to pull people in Lynwood here in the village. You're going to pull people from the surrounding areas as well that could be here. But if you have a cell phone and you're shopping at Dollar General, we're not using that data for anything except to know where people are coming from. And that's ammunition, that's information we can take to prospects and say, look, your Dollar General just in the last 12 months had 43,000 visits. So 43,000 visitors went into that store. And that's the kind of metrics, that's the kind of data that the restaurants want to see, the retailers want to see if they're going to look at locating here. We also will determine what the demand is, or what the demand outlook is. So we look at roughly 80 sectors. You can kind of see it here on the screen. This is one we did for McHenry, Illinois, so really northwest of here. But for McHenry, we looked at what is the demand today, and what does that demand look like 5 years down the road. And again, other than the metrics of how many people live here, they're going to want to know what is that demand opportunity. You know, is there demand for 3 additional restaurants? Is there demand for 2 additional shopping centers? That's the kind of data we'll be able to look at here. Like I said, identifying sites. You know, I identified, I have a notebook where I took notes today on sites that fit for retail. So restaurants or retailers could come in. This is what's going to speed up the recruitment process. Instead of having to wait on a site selector to come to this market, look at sites, we're going to do that for you. We're going to identify those sites and then take those to the prospects. And what that does is that speeds up the process and just makes it happen that much quicker. We're going to develop really unique and branding materials for your community that are going to make Lynwood stand out. When we go to trade shows or we go to conferences or we have meetings with retailers, we want them to remember Lynwood. When they go home or they go back to their real estate committees, so they can do that. So we'll be developing marketing materials. We'll be developing site profiles or site marketing pieces for specific properties in the community. And then lastly, we're going to identify prospects. So when I say identify prospects, you know, like I said, it could be fast food. It could be, you know, it could be a department store. It could be a grocery store. We're going to identify prospects that should be here, but they're not in the market already. So we're going to identify who they are, and then we're going to recruit. So a good example here, I mentioned McHenry. This is just shows you our project management system. We're going to keep track of the responses we get from the retailers, the restaurants. We're going to keep track of all of that so that at all times y'all are going to know what's happening from a retail and restaurant recruitment standpoint. But incredibly important to get in front of the prospects, get in front of the right people. I learned a long time ago in the retail industry, it's not necessarily just about what you know. Good example, the mayor sent me a great package of information on the community. So demographic information, trade area information, but then what do you do with that? Who do you get it in front of? So it's not just about what you know and the data, but it's about who you know. And that's what we've tried to do with the Retail Coach, is really leverage the relationships that we have to where we can call Dunkin' Donuts or we can call Starbucks or whoever it is. We can say, look, we've helped you do 15 successful locations in this region. We want you to come look at Lynwood. Next time you're in town, come take a look at it. So relationships are key in this industry. This is what the recruitment process will look like. Emails, in-office visits, retail conferences where we'll represent Lynwood, phone calls, handwritten notes. We get in front of the retailers, the restaurants, and developers any way possible. And then, like I said earlier, we'll represent you at trade shows. So the International Council of Shopping Centers trade show is an important one. That happens every year at Navy Pier, usually around the September timeframe, September, October. There's also the ICSC Vegas conference, and then there's events called Retail Live. This is just a picture of what our booth looks like, but as a client of ours, we will be representing you at these events, and that's where we see a lot of deals take place. Lastly, coaching and ongoing support. This is where, let's say a retailer knocks on your door, Mayor, next week and says, we want to come to the community, but we need this analysis done, or we need this data. That's where we're here to help, is from a coaching, an ongoing support standpoint. But what we're proposing, or what you have in front of you, is a 12-month process. So that would be our team doing the initial analysis. That typically takes 20 to 30 days to get on the ground here, do the market analysis, and then we spend those next 11 months recruiting on your behalf. And we want to be successful. We want to be able to show you on that project management system and through our updates with you, hey, we've got this retailer looking at the market. We've got this developer that's purchased a piece of property. So recruitment's a process. It's not a one-time event. It's not something you can focus on one time, but I think y'all are taking the right steps to even be thinking about retail recruitment. You know, we've done a lot of work in the region, as I said, as a company. Currently, I think we're working in 4 communities in the greater Chicagoland area. Previous work that we did 10 plus years ago, Dyer, Indiana. So before Texas Roadhouse was there, before some of the other retail and restaurants were there, we helped land a number of those prospects in Dyer. So because of that, we know this overall region. But hopefully, Mayor, I did that in about 10 minutes like we talked about. But wanted to, I don't know, is this the time to maybe ask for questions?
Aaron, thank you
Yes, sir.
very much. I just want our residents to know. We met Aaron Farmer at the IML this year, the Illinois Municipal League. That's where he presented. He presented on this particular topic. It's our responsibility as a board to bring retail to the village of Lynwood. Once we met Aaron and understood what he could do on behalf of the village, we were very encouraged to have him to come and present to the residents and to the entire board, because this is the avenue that will enable us to attract the kind of retail that we want to attract. And what we're thinking about are major restaurants and major hotels to accommodate some of the development that we know is coming. For example, this equestrian village or equestrian university that's coming right in at Glenwood, Dyer Road, and Burnham. That is going to attract worldwide attention, literally worldwide attention. And so you'll need a hotel, you'll need restaurants, so that all of those dollars that are coming to the village can stay in the village. That is why it's important that we engage ourselves with someone like Aaron and his companies. I just wanted to thank you, but I wanted the residents to understand the importance of your presence.
Awesome, thank you. And what you're talking about here with the equestrian village, with the sports activities, everything in this region here, right now that's all leaking. And that's what we call it, retail leakage. That's
Right.
money that's leaving the community.
Right.
And even if we could capture, I was thinking about that this afternoon, if we could just capture 10% of that leakage, that's a tremendous amount of potential sales tax that'll stay here in the community. So thanks for adding that.
Sure.
Thank you, Aaron.
Awesome, thank y'all so much.
Thank you.
Now, is there anyone else here tonight that is interested in addressing the board?
Sir.
Good evening.
I'm Aaron Muhammad from LCS Group 2 Corporation, and I am presently the owner of 15 acres on 1809 Joe Orr Road. And we were before the zoning board about getting our zoning changed so we could put a modular housing manufacturing facility in a location. However, they voted against it. And I think that should be reconsidered. The reason why, I know they're supposed to vote on it, I think, tonight, but the reason why is I think some of the things I've heard tonight will be a definite revenue booster in this area. High-tech manufacturing, something that is very rare worldwide, not just for the United States. And looking at your source of revenue here, much of it is property taxes. We are offset to property taxes and industrial, but light industrial. And so someone pays the freight. And that's just the part of business, and municipalities are part of that business mix. And at some point, as you grow and do other things, someone is going to have to pay those bills, or you're going to have more of what you get to say, which is running in deficits on and on. And we would be a tremendous, not only job creator, but income producer in the area. Now, new things are always, no one really likes change. I went to a seminar in Las Vegas maybe about 20 years ago, and one of the speakers said that some people are cave people that's completely against virtually everything. New things come. We're a new thing, and we'll be very good. We're a property owner now, and but we consider and vote for us being here.
Sir, what's the name of your company again?
LCS Group 2 Corporation.
Thank you, Mr. Muhammad.
Thank you, Mr. Muhammad.
Is there anyone else here tonight that is interested in addressing the board? We will move on. Is there a motion to approve minutes dated October 25th, 2022?
Motion.
Support.
Motion by Dunlap, supported by Lilly. Roll call.
Eves.
Yes.
Lilly.
Yes.
Dunlap.
Yes.
Blakey.
Yes.
Clark.
Yes.
Marshall.
Yes.
That motion carries. Is there a motion to approve minutes dated November 8th, 2022?
So moved.
Motion by Marshall.
Supported.
Supported by Clark. Roll call.
Eves. Yes. Lilly.
Yes.
Dunlap.
Yes.
Blakey.
Yes.
Clark.
Yes.
Marshall.
Yes.
That motion carries. Is there a motion to approve special meeting minutes dated November 16th, 2022?
Motion.
Motion by Dunlap, supported by Lilly. Roll call.
Eves.
Yes.
Lilly.
Yes.
Dunlap.
Yes.
Blakey.
Yes.
Clark.
Yes.
Marshall.
Yes.
That motion carries. We'll now move on to our standing committee reports, starting with Public Works. Trustee Dunlap.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, everybody. Merry Christmas. The Public Works, I'm just going to make this brief. Just a reminder, you cannot shovel your snow into the street after the plows have gone by. And the annex is under a renovation, hopefully to be done by the spring. And that's the end of my report, Mayor.
Thank you.
And Happy New Year, everyone.
Thank you. Economic Development, Trustee Blakey.
Thank you very much, Madam Mayor. First, I just want to thank Aaron Farmer for coming again and giving us that overview. This is something that I think is that we need desperately, is that assistance for retail in the village. So thank you to him, and thank you, Mayor, for inviting him and allowing him the time to speak. Next, I have the Lynwood Chamber of Commerce is hosting a business workshop on December 15th from 8 a.m. until 10 a.m. It's going to happen at Rhoda Signs, and it's going to be focused on the Google models, or Google, forget the terminology right now, the ways in which you can utilize Google to maximize your dollars in your business. It's going to highlight that. There are going to be people there from Google at this particular meeting, and it's going to happen at Rhoda Signs on 20530 Stony Island. There's more information at the Chamber's website, and that website is www.linwood-il-com. Next, there's been some talk. I know that the mayor has had some desire, and we've been talking about having an app for the village of Lynwood. And we looked into this, and I've spoken with a company by the name of Ike City. This is a company that provides apps for villages and for cities throughout the country. The highlight about this particular company is that it would be a shared revenue model. In other words, the app that they would fully manage for us to connect our people with the city and things that are going on within the village. The shared revenue model, we would be able to receive a great deal of the advertising dollars that they would be receiving, both national advertising dollars and local advertising dollars. These kiosks could go in places like the library, places like the village, anywhere where you have large concentrations of people, and people would be able to walk up to the kiosk and key in whatever it is. They want to know something about Little League, they want to know something about our restaurants, something about the equestrian village, or about times of our meetings or what have you. They'd be able to do that. But not only on the kiosk, they would also be able to do this on a village app that would be on your phone. where you can get all types of information, even to the point of paying bills through and on the app. And so this is something that I'm requiring some additional information about. The gentleman, Jordan Gomes, has already provided us with a overview of what engagement would look like. I need to share that with the board members and then speak again with the mayor, but this is something that I would like to bring to the village, and something that the mayor has already talked about and something that we'll continue to look into. Mayor, that's all I have for the economic development. Can I move on to community affairs?
Yes.
Thank you very much. I want to say thank you to all of the staff and the elected officials that assisted us with the Lynwood Lights Festival, in particular Erica Madry, Chief Newton. Chief Newton always puts on a very small light show at his house, and so we're very appreciative of him. Chief Dempsey, who was our Santa Claus, and A.C. Boldy, who was I forget what that costume was, but it's an elf, right? But it was still funny and fun. And then also Sergeant Weinbrecht and our photographer John. Also want to point out and thank Sergeant Weinbrecht. I had the opportunity the other day to participate in the Santa toy delivery that Sergeant Weinbrecht has been doing for the last couple of years for residents of the neighborhood whose children are in need. And I'm telling you, it was just a blessing. And I mentioned to the mayor when we got back in the truck that I was going to appeal to all of my colleagues on the village board that we should contribute monetarily to it the next year that we do this, so that we can give out gift cards to these families. It was just a blessing, and to see not only these children, to see them light up, to see Santa Claus and get gifts and that sort of thing, but also to see these parents light up when they had the benefit of receiving gift cards from Sergeant Weinbrecht and the folks that he was working with. So let's give Sarge a great big round of applause. Next, we have our fall decorating contest, and our fall decorating contest has been going on since we've been in office. Last year, the winner of the first place this year was a third place winner, and this year she won first place. And so I would like for Robin Freeman to come forward, please. Ms. Freeman. Step right out here, Robin. Robin is our first place winner, and she was at 20190 Joy Lane. Give Robin a great big round of applause. And Robin not only receives this certificate, but she also receives a $3,000 gift card. I was waiting on your expression. There's a gift card, but it's not $3,000. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Trustee, if I can just jump in, I
Yes,
have
ma'am.
to tell you, last year, when she won third place, she said, "I'm winning first place."
Did she say that? Okay.
Good job. Congratulations.
But Robin, we really appreciate you staying and sticking with it and continuing to make Lynwood a better place to live and to participate in adding value to the village. So really appreciate you sticking with it. And last, just want to remind everyone that these Lynwood holiday ornaments are still on sale for $15. You can get those at Village Hall. That's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you. Planning and zoning, Trustee Lilly.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Good evening, everyone. I'd like to take a minute before I read into anything to thank every individual here, from our trustees, mayor, our administration, the heads of departments, and especially our residents, for making Lynwood a fantastic community to live in. Never in my wildest dreams did I think I'd be serving as a trustee in this village after coming to meetings over and over for years, but it has been one of the most rewarding times in my life, and to see the smiling faces, to see our property values go up, to see the homes being built, to see the children out playing, to see the concerts and Lynwood Fest. It's been a phenomenal 2 years in office, and I just thank everyone for showing up every time we have an event and making it the best event possible. Thank you again for everything, each and every one of you, and please give yourselves a hand right now. Thank you so much. Planning and zoning, Madam Mayor, I have no report. May I move on to ordinances and resolutions?
Yes.
Thank you. I have a first reading, no action taken, that I'm seeking a motion on for resolution number 2237, a resolution authorizing the village president to execute a professional services agreement with the Retail Coach LLC.
There's a motion. Is it supported?
Supported.
Motion by Lilly, supported by Dunlap. Roll call.
Eves.
Yes.
Lilly.
Yes.
Dunlap.
Yes.
Blakey.
Yes.
Clark.
Yes.
Marshall.
Yes.
That motion carries.
The next item, I'm seeking a motion to waive first and second read on action taken, resolution number 22-40, a resolution authorizing the village president to execute a sub-recipient agreement with Cook County for the 2022 Community Development Block Grant Program.
Supported.
There's a motion by Lilly, supported by Clark. Attorney Boyle.
Yes, this is an agreement that will help you implement the previously discussed community block grant award that Lynwood had received for various road construction projects. Dave can provide more detail if you'd like it. Executing the subrecipient agreement is a requirement of receiving the grant funds, and first and foremost among that will be a workshop on the grant that two of the staff members from the village will be attending on the 15th to get more information on how specifically that grant fund will be put into action. So in order to have that all take place, that would be why you would be waiving the first and second reading and immediately adopting tonight, if that's what you so choose.
Thank you. Roll call.
Eves.
Yes.
Lilly.
Yes.
Dunlap.
Yes.
Blakey.
Yes.
Clark.
Yes.
Marshall.
Yes.
That motion carries. For those of you that did not attend the town hall meeting, we talked about this. In 2023, Lynwood is going to begin the largest road project that we've ever done in Lynwood history, and I'm very excited about that. So these funds from this CDBG award will go towards that project. So, and with the assistance of our engineer. Thank you.
Final item, Madam Mayor, I'm seeking a resolution to waive first and second read action taken, resolution number 22-42. I'm sorry, seeking a motion. A resolution of the Village of Lynwood approving and authorizing the sale of the property located at 19801 Torrance Avenue.
There's a motion. Is it supported?
Supported.
Motion by Lilly, supported by Dunlap. Attorney Boyle.
Yes, this is a resolution approving sale of property that you had previously approved placing on the market. This was a surplus vacant property that you had put out there. You have a buyer for that. The closing on the property is scheduled for tomorrow. It is a deal in which will be for a purchase price of $75,000. with the purchaser assuming all of the expenses associated with the closing. The resolution itself is a requirement of the title company in order to process the paperwork at closing tomorrow afternoon.
Roll call.
Trustee Eves.
Yes.
Lilly.
Yes.
Dunlap.
Yes.
Blakey.
Yes.
Clark.
Yes.
Marshall.
Yes.
That motion carries.
This concludes my report, Madam Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. Health and Wellness, Trustee Clark.
Okay. Again, happy holidays to everyone. I pray that you have a safe and prosperous holiday. December held the lowest COVID numbers for Lynwood. We only had 6 reported cases last week. So let's keep up the good work, stay safe and healthy. The holiday season sometimes brings loneliness for people. So if you're feeling lonely, please call 988. They have counselors on hand to talk 24 hours a day. December is National Car Donation Month, National Pear Month, National Bingo's Birthday Month, National Drunk and Drug Driving 3D Prevention Month, Universal Human Rights Month, Necktie Months. This one always has some nice ones. Write a Business Plan Month. Operation Santa Paws goes from 1 through 24 days, December 1st through the 24th. Safe Toys and Gift Month, Spiritual Literacy Month, Worldwide Food Service Month. And there's a few weeks that I like to mention. We also have our National Influenza Week that goes the first 2 weeks of December. Crohn's and Colitis Awareness Week, December 1st to the 7th. National Hand Washing Awareness Week. I think that should be every year. The 12 days of Christmas go December 25th through January 5th, and Kwanzaa, December 26th through January 1st. I don't have big speeches like some of our guys up here, but I just want everyone to be safe and healthy. Thank you. That's it.
Thank you. Finance, Trustee Eves.
Good evening, everyone. Happy holidays to you and your family. Stay safe and enjoy yourselves. Motion to approve bill payment memo 1459, total cash disbursement $382,290.16, which includes payroll for the period of October 30th through November 12th, 2022, in the total amount of $150,850.15.
Supported.
Motion by Eves, supported by Clark. Roll call.
Eves.
Yes.
Lilly.
Yes.
Dunlap.
Yes.
Blakey.
Yes.
Clark.
Yes.
Marshall.
Yes.
That motion carries.
Okay, I also have a motion to approve bill payment memo 1460, total cash disbursement $228,979.46, which includes the payroll for the period of November 13th through November 26th, 2022. Total amount $160,448.72.
Supported.
Motion by Eves, supported by Clark. Roll call.
Eves.
Yes.
Lilly.
Yes.
Dunlap.
Yes.
Blakey.
Yes.
Clark.
Yes.
Marshall.
Yes.
That motion carries.
Madam Mayor, I do have some information I would like to share with our residents.
You have one more.
Oh, I do have one, yes. Motion to waive first, second read, action taken, levy ordinance number 22-39. An ordinance levying taxes in the village of Lynwood, Cook County, Illinois, for the fiscal year beginning May 1st, 2022, and ending April 30th, 2023.
There's a motion. Is it supported?
Supported.
Motion by Eves, supported by Lilly. Roll call.
Eves.
Yes.
Lilly.
Yes.
Dunlap.
Yes.
Blakey.
Yes.
Clark.
Yes.
Marshall.
Yes.
That motion carries.
Now I would like to share some news. I get excited when we're saving money and I can find ways to save the residents money. The Illinois Homeowner Assistance Fund opened up on November 1st. They're still open through January 23rd of 2023. Illinois homeowners can apply for up to $60,000 for mortgage assistance if they experience a COVID-19 related hardship after January 21st, 2020. The assistance will help with the following delinquencies: mortgage payments, property taxes, homeowners insurance, and/or condo association fees, and delinquent mobile home lot fees. As I said, applications are open until January 23rd, 2023. You can apply at illinoishousinghelp.org. If you're able, apply. This is free money that they are giving out. I know residents that have applied, they were awarded the money, and it's really a blessing that we're still able to apply for this money and to be able to get it. So if you are in need, no shame, please apply. It's free money. I do have some events that I would like to share that for the 2023 year. These events include my children, that I call them. I would love to start the financial literacy program for high schoolers, high school students grade 9th through 12th again this March. So look out for that information. It will be available, and I will start repeating and accepting applications, well, not applications, but sign-ups as of January. The Lynwood Educational Fund, I'm excited about that. That application will go live in April. We did give away 8 $1,000 scholarships. I am praying that we can double that. And we need our students to apply, and we need our residents to help with donations and fundraising. I also would like to start this year a junior council committee, which will be comprised of our students. to get them to start knowing about politics and be involved in what's going on in the community. They can give us, the board, input on what their age group needs, and we can start getting funding for it and just getting them engaged in what's going on in our community. And I also will be having various fundraisers, as I mentioned, to support the scholarship. That's the
Mayor, I have a question for Trustee Eves. Can I answer? Trustee Eves, the homeowner assistance funds that you spoke about, you do have to prove that you had a hardship, correct?
That's correct.
All right. I just wanted to make sure that people were clear on that. Right.
All right, thank you. Public safety, Trustee Marshall.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I don't have any report, but I definitely would like to say thank you to the board members, the department heads, and the residents of Lynwood. This last 2 years has been some exciting times in Lynwood. I've been living here since 2006, been a part of the village in some capacity in 2009 with the planning and zoning, and last couple of years as a trustee. And it's some exciting times, folks. I'm here to tell you, some exciting times. If you want to see some more excitement, get ready for 2023. I'm already tired thinking about it. We're going to be busy. There's going to be some good stuff coming, and we won't stop, because at the end of the day, there's too many things happening in our world today that we have to look at on the news and wake up to, and our hearts go out dealing with things with our own families. And so a lot of people around the village, oh, they're having a lot of fun in the village. I don't want to use any language, but you're absolutely right. We should have some fun, because we have to deal with enough every single day when we look at the news. So you guys get ready, because we're going to have some fun around here, and we're going to take care of business. So we appreciate you guys supporting us. I've seen more support these last 2 years than I've seen in the 15, 16 years I've been here. Keep supporting us, and we're going to keep supporting you. All right? That's all I have.
We'll move on to our department reports, starting with our Assistant Chief of Police, Robin Boldy.
Madam Mayor, I want to mention a couple incidents that we dealt with recently with our police department. On November 14th, officers were dispatched to 19408 Lakeshore Drive in reference to an aggravated vehicular hijacking. Officers spoke with the victim, who stated that he pulled up to the above address with the intention of meeting a girl he met online. The victim stated the female came out of the residence along with another male. The female asked the victim to give her male friend a ride to the store, but the victim refused. At this time, the male offender entered the back seat of the victim's vehicle without permission and put a gun to the victim's head and demanded the vehicle. The victim refused to give up his vehicle and then grabbed the offender's gun and wrestled the offender for the gun while accelerating his vehicle. The victim struck a mailbox, and at that time, the victim was able to take control of the gun. The offender jumped out of the vehicle and ran back into 19408 Lakeshore Drive, where officers were able to take both the male and female into custody. Both offenders were read their Miranda rights, and both gave written statements admitting their involvement in the carjacking. Both offenders were positively identified in a photo lineup, and both were later charged with attempted aggravated vehicular hijacking, unlawful restraint, and possession of a firearm. Both offenders were out on a bond from a previous hijacking in Chicago a month prior. Another incident occurred on November 23rd. Officers were dispatched to Glenwood Dyer Road at Torrance Avenue, the mobile gas station, for another vehicular hijacking that had occurred. A Lynwood officer was near that location when the call came out and observed the offending vehicle flee and began to give chase. The vehicle entered the ramp to 394 and the pursuit was terminated. The victim stated he was parked at the pumps when another car pulled up next to him. The victim went into the station and was followed by one offender from the car next to him. The victim became nervous and decided to go back to his car, at which time the one offender approached him with the gun and demanded his vehicle. The victim gave up his keys, cell phone, and money, and the offenders drove off. The victim's father arrived a short time later and was able to locate the vehicle using the cell phone. The Illinois State Police was contacted by Lynwood officers who helped guide the state police to the vehicle. State police were able to locate the vehicle in Chicago. When the state police arrived, all subjects ran from that vehicle but the state police were able to catch one and take the subject into custody and transport him back here to Lynwood Police Department, where the offender was later charged with 1 count of aggravated vehicular hijacking. We cannot express enough to please be aware of your surroundings when in your vehicle. Carjackings are up 44% from last year in Cook County alone, and a 767% increase in Illinois from last year. There's been more than 1,300 carjackings in Chicago and the surrounding suburbs this year. Always leave yourself enough room when stopped at a light in the event you need to drive away quickly. Many carjackings occur while sitting in traffic, stopped, or when the driver is occupied on their phone or at a gas station not paying attention. In the event that you are the victim, just give them everything they ask for. Don't fight back. Your car and phone can be replaced. You can't be. The Lynwood Police Department recently issued 30 citations during a recent STEP grant awarded during the Thanksgiving holidays. The grant focused on high visibility enforcement and strategies aimed at saving lives and preventing injuries by reducing traffic crashes. We'll be starting an additional part of the STEP grant at the end of the year, which will focus on making Illinois roads safer. This will include proactive patrols as well as citing and arresting those who choose to violate traffic laws. Our police exam given November 19th resulted in 2 people passing the written test, and we'll be moving on to the psychological and medical exam portion. Crime stats for November 15th through December 12th, we had 4 arrests, 151 traffic stops, 165 citations, 25 domestic disturbances, 164 building checks, and 6 recovered guns. And that concludes my report, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Director of Community Policing, Sergeant Weinberg.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I want to first congratulate an alum of the Citizens Police Academy, Robin Freeman. Nice job. She's always very involved in the community. She even donated to our toy drive, so it's no surprise that you won that. I attended our quarterly safety meeting at Bloom Trail High School. This involved all surrounding communities and addressed safety ideas and concerns at the schools. The food drive, the Thanksgiving food drive, was November 18th. We provided the necessary food items everybody should have for Thanksgiving, as well as a turkey to 31 families here in the village of Lynwood. I want to again thank the sponsors for providing these items to help our residents. And the Lynwood Toy Drive was December 9th. We provided toys to children throughout the village, close to 100 toys to 76 children. Each family was also provided a $50 Aldi gift card. I want to thank everyone involved for helping create such a successful event. So many people helped without hesitation, and I received several phone calls and messages from the residents communicating their appreciation. So thank you very much. That's the end of my report.
Thank you. Great job. Fire Chief Newton.
Yes, I'll start with a past period of our call volume. We had total 53 calls from November 27th through December 10th. 43 of these were medical calls, 2 were motor vehicle accidents. We had 1 call for carbon monoxide. 2 were mutual aid calls. Another town was calling for our assistance and then canceled us while we were en route. We had 2 smoke scares and 3 requests for our drone to assist law enforcement and 1 to look for a missing person. Staffing update, we have 2 people that are in the academy and graduating this Thursday. Both of them did very, very well. We're looking forward to bring them on and getting them ramped up so they can be contributing members to the department. We are still always constantly recruiting for new firefighters, so if you know anybody that is interested, that wants to become a firefighter, wants to become an EMT, and they're capable of passing the medical screening, background screening, and agility tests, please have them fill out an application. They can either find it online or get one at the fire station or one at Village Hall, and we'll process that application. We've also had a pretty significant uptick in our smoke detector program. Quite a few residents have called. If you have an older home or if you're just not sure if your smoke detectors are working like they should be, we'll come out and inspect them, and if it's warranted, we will go ahead and replace those smoke detectors for you based on the grant from the state of Illinois. Lastly, the fire department will be hosting a commercial drone operators class this weekend. Signups are closed, but this is just a reminder for everybody that's planning to attend. Please be there at Saturday at 8 a.m. at the fire station. We'll convene in the back room and we'll get started with the class promptly. And Mayor, that concludes my report.
Thank you. think you left out two things. One, I want to thank the Fire Association for donating the $50 Aldi gift cards for the toy drive. And also, for those of you that don't know, our very own Chief Newton's house is a finalist for ABC 7's light competition. You have until tomorrow to vote. If you haven't voted, please go out, go online and vote. We'd love to see him win, and thank you for representing Lynwood.
Thank you.
Chief, can you give us the information to vote?
If you just Google ABC 7 News Chicago Light Fight, it'll be the first link that'll come up there. And there's 5 other homes, fantastic homes, but obviously, Lynwood. It's the number 2. It's the number 2 house on the list. And I will be interviewed by ABC 6:45 in the morning via Zoom call. And if I win, we'll know 6 a.m. on Friday.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Village Engineer Dave Schilling.
Thank you, Mayor. Now that the board has approved the resolution to sign the CDBG sub-recipient agreement, I would offer and encourage myself to meet with the mayor, the clerk, and the attorney after executive session to go through that and make sure everything is properly signed so they can be brought to the workshop on Thursday. This was the $200 and some thousand that was awarded from the county for street resurfacing. The reason it's called a sub-recipient agreement is because the county is the recipient. They receive the federal funds directly from HUD, Housing and Urban Development, and it's pretty important to stay in their good graces. They do look at past performance, getting stuff done on time, getting stuff done right when they look at those next funding cycles. So to keep that funding coming, I would encourage trying to get it right the first time.
Thank you. All right. Finance, Kimberly Switterick.
Thank you, Mayor. Just an update on the audit for fiscal year. The auditors finished the field work for the fiscal year 2021 audit last week. I was informed we should have a draft of the audit by next week. And we're on task to finish the fiscal year 2022 audit by April of 2023. And that ends my report.
Building Department, Ms. Hurley.
Yes, ma'am. A number of permits issued between the time of November 8th, 2022 to December the 13th, 2022 was 59 with a total of $53,127.12. The valuation of $3,134,500. Additionally, we would just like to thank the board and our staff and you, Madam Mayor, for the press this year, for the push, for the conversation and all confrontations. Thank you for helping us to grow in service and understanding of how we are to serve this community. And for our residents here, we thank you for your presence. We thank you for the phone calls, even though some were hard. We know that we need those in order to grow. And for those that are here where the holidays are not as happy, we do see you, and we ask that you be kind to yourself, that you take care of yourself, that you value yourself, that you be patient with yourself, and that please be your authentic self. Have a happy holiday. That's the end of my report.
Mayor, can I have a question, please? Director Switterick, I should have asked this when you were speaking, but prior to this audit, the 2021 audit, how many audits was there? When was the last time that audit was done prior to this one?
The last time audit was done was for fiscal year 2020, which I don't know per se when it was completed.
Okay, but this the audit that you just completed, the auditors finished for 2021, and we're on track, you said, for finishing the 2022 in April of 2023?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you very much.
Attorney Boyle.
No report, just want to wish everyone a happy holiday season and a healthy new year.
Madam Clerk.
Thank you, Madam Mayor.
I just want to report that the meeting for 12/27/22 is canceled for everyone to enjoy their holidays and with friends and family. Also, Bloom Township is accepting applications for snow removal services. They do this every year. This is specifically for seniors and those with disabilities, but certain restrictions apply. So please get in contact with them for the upcoming winter season. And then last, I want to state that the tax appeal forms are available at the office. We held a tax appeal forum with Commissioner Larry Rogers last week and was very well attended. And if you weren't not able to attend that, then we have the forms here at the Village Hall, so you can pick them up here at Village Hall. And I also want to say happy holidays to everyone. And that's all. That's the report.
I will be brief. I just want to thank the residents for a great 2022. We got a lot done. There is still a lot of work to be done. I am excited about 2023. We are committed to being fiscally responsible. We are committed to growing this village. I hope that you've seen that in tonight's meeting and all the previous meetings, as well as our town hall meeting. We are committed to continuing to create this sense of community that we've started. We're committed to learning, growing. I am personally committed to being a better mayor and a better resident here in Lynwood. I also want to wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I hope that you are safe. I hope that you spend time with people that you love, and I hope that you all get a lot of rest because we have tons of work to do in 2023. I want to share this video that really represents the holidays, and it's from our Lynwood is Lit event on December 1st. For Lynwood is Lit, best fire chief on the planet, designed all of this that you see behind us. Chief, what's your inspiration?
I just like community and helping out other people and just bringing joy and happiness. So that's why I do this every year.
So you can come out to King Arthur's Court, pull your car in. You'll see right there, you turn your radio station to 91.3. You'll get all the music. But for tonight, we are here with our residents. We have Santa Cop. We have the mean old Grinch. There's s'mores, hot chocolate. What else am I missing?
Polar Express.
Nice. Yes.
Yep.
So we're having a great time. I'm having a great time. Thank you so much for doing this.
Mary, more than welcome. Yeah. Appreciate it. And I'm just thankful and honored to be able to do this for the community.
Absolutely. All right.
Hey, Lynwood, thank you very much for coming out to Lynwood Lights Festival 2023. Nothing like it. I mean, we've got fire pits, we've got pictures with Santa, the Grinch is even out here, and this is the most wonderful time of the year. If you did not come this year, you missed it. But if you're here, I know you had a great time. Thanks for coming out. We'll see you next year. Happy New Year and Merry Christmas.
On the first day of Christmas, my true love sent to me a partridge in a pear tree. On the second day of Christmas, my true love sent to me 2 turtle doves and a partridge in a pear tree.
We had a ball.
Oh, wow.
I promise you all, between that video and another video I saw with me singing, I will not grab a microphone and sing. At Lavinia, I know, I see you shaking your head. I realize how horrible. I didn't before. I really thought I sounded like Whitney Houston, but I realize now I sound like Barry White's worst nightmare. Yeah. So we're going to have some fun next year, but I do hope you all enjoy the holidays. We have to convene to a brief executive session. We won't be long. I hope you stay so we can come back out and talk to you and answer any questions that you may have. If you have to leave, and if you have any more questions about the tax levy or anything else, see these department heads, make sure they get your questions, and if it's something I need to follow up on, just write your number down and I'll make sure I give you guys a call tomorrow. Is there a motion to move into executive session to discuss pending litigation?
Motion.
Motion by Dunlap. Supported by Lilly. Roll call.
Eves.
Yes.
Lilly.
Yes.
Dunlap.
Yes.
Blakey.
Yes.
Clark.
Yes.
Marshall.
Yes.
That motion carries. We will be back in about 15 minutes.
If any of you all have to leave, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you.
Merry Christmas.
You still rolling?
Okay. All right.
You got the Christmas carol?
I'm sorry. Are we ready?
Yes.
Ready?
Need a roll call.
I need to reconvene.
Yeah,
I was gonna
reestablish
motion
the
to go
quorum.
back into open session.
Roll call first,
Okay.
then motion.
Okay.
Establish the quorum first.
All right. Roll call, please.
Trustee Eves. Trustee Lilly.
President.
Trustee Dunlap.
Present.
Trustee Blakey.
Yes.
Trustee Clark.
Present.
Trustee Marshall.
Present.
Is there a motion to enter back into open session?
Motion.
Supported. No.
Motion by Dunlap, supported by Lilly. Roll call.
Supported by Lilly. Trustee Eves.
Yes.
Lilly.
Yes.
Dunlap.
Yes.
Blakey.
Yes.
Clark.
Yes.
Marshall.
Yes.
That motion carries. Is there a motion to adjourn?
You personally said it.
Motion by Lilly, supported by Eves. Roll call.
Eves. Yes. Lilly.
Yes.
Dunlap.
Yes.
Blakey.
Yes.
Clark.
Yes.
Marshall.
Yes.
That motion carries. We are officially adjourned at 7:39. Merry Christmas, everybody, and Happy New Year.
Serenading.